Hello and welcome to a special podcast for the eShopperReviews 2021 Game Awards. I'm Jen Ipp.
And I'm Jake McNeil.
And this week we'll be revealing the finalists and winners for awards in various categories. Today, for day 5 of the awards, we will be looking at the highest honors for games on the Nintendo Switch in 2021.
This is it. The 8 games that I'm about to talk about are what I feel are the absolute best games on the Nintendo Switch over the course of the last year.
Wait, is it really 8 games?
How I have this set up is there's a first, second, and third place. There is a Game of the Year, there's a Silver Award, which is second place, a Bronze Award, which is third place, and then there are 5 runners-up. Okay. So that's why there are 8 games being named here. We have 3 that are absolutely the top 3 of the year, and then we have 5 others that are also highly noteworthy but didn't quite make it into the best of the best of the best.
So do we want to talk about the runner-ups?
I tend to like to leave a bit of mystery here, so I go with bronze first, the third place, then silver, then I go through the list of runners-up, and finally end with the Game of the Year.
So, who won Game of the Year bronze?
The Bronze Award this year, the third best game of 2021 on Nintendo Switch, in my opinion, goes to Unsighted. This game I've mentioned a few times through the other awards. It kind of always got second place or something like that to some other game. There's some other game that had better elements here or there. But overall, everything that this game does comes together well in one just excellent cohesive package. It has kind of top-down exploration, a bit like an old-school Zelda game. It has a bit of platforming. It has some level design that's akin to a Metroidvania. It has a customizable loadout system that's kind of like Hollow Knight. It has plot and characters that are somewhat reminiscent of the Mega Man X series. And all of these elements it combines very well. But it even goes above and beyond that and introduces some new elements of its own that are really clever. Through the game, all of the NPCs that you talk to have a limited amount of time left before they run out of their fuel source and then become attack zombie robots, basically. As you go through the game, you find some of this resource that can give you more time or can give more time to the NPCs, and so you need to measure whether you're going to help them out and maybe get brownie points from them for helping them out, or if you're going to hoard it all for yourself so that you have more time to complete the game. Now, I know for me personally, one of the things that frustrates me with a game is when I feel like there's this time limit. It's always just kind of hounding me and making me feel rushed. And one of the great things that this game does is it allows you to customize your own experience. So if that's an element that doesn't attract you, you can turn it off. If the combat, which this game is heavily focused on counter-heavy combat, which you need to have good timing. If your timing isn't so great, well, maybe set that to low so you have an easier time with it. And I feel like this game perfectly caters to those who are looking for a challenge. It perfectly caters to those who are looking for a more relaxed, exploration-focused experience. And again, it just ties together all of those elements so well into just a really great game.
Okay, so who won Game of the Year Silver?
The second place award, the Silver Award, ended up going to New Pokemon Snap.
Oh.
Like I said in yesterday's podcast, this was a really impressive game to me in that it's doing something I don't feel like any game prior to this has ever done, at least not as well as this game does, which it is actively inviting you into this Pokemon world to experience what it feels like to be in this world and see these strange creatures in their natural habitat. And it does a great job delivering this sense of wonder and this beautiful feeling of exploring this other world. I really appreciate that. I appreciate how well it's done. And at the same time, this is a game that is really faithful to a cult classic that maybe not a lot of people played back in the old Nintendo 64 days. And I don't think anyone was expecting that classic game to get a sequel now, but I'm really glad they did because it is an incredibly good sequel. Well done all around.
All right. So before we get to Game of the Year,
yes,
you want to talk about the runner-ups?
I absolutely do. So, going through each of these are all games that came within a stone's throw of the top 3, but didn't quite make it for one reason or another. Maybe it was just that the games in the top 3 I liked just a bit more than them. Going through them all. Shin Megami Tensei 5. Again, like I said yesterday, excellent RPG. Great kind of Pokemon-like monster collecting mechanics, although it's very original in the way that they're implemented here. Truly excellent game. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Again, like I said yesterday, when I talked about this game and I named it as the best visual novel and graphic adventure, this is one of the best games of these particular genres, and it does it all well, and in a way that actually progresses the series, I feel. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Again, truly excellent game. I don't know that there's much more to say. I feel like I've talked about Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury so much this week.
You have.
And I'll just leave what I've said before to stand. Really, really great platformer, really great port, really great compilation, and the Bowser's Fury stuff actually explores some great ideas for the Mario series that I'd love to see them build on in the future. Axiom Verge 2. Again, I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point, but there's a reason that I chose this as Best Metroidvania this year. I really do feel it's deserving of that. It's inventive within its own genre, but it's really fun to explore. It's got some truly great ideas. I cannot recommend it enough. And, of course, I have to mention Islanders.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like I've said previously, I know that this game is not everyone's cup of tea, but for me, it was the game that I truly enjoyed the most this year. That's not to say I think it's the best. Like I said, there are other games that I put ahead of this one, but Islanders is a game that, if it is your kind of game, it is, in a way, kind of a perfect little game. Just being able to custom make your own island by arranging the buildings on it perfectly so that everything is within proximity of things it wants to be next to, but not too close to things it doesn't want to be next to. And I just really enjoyed this. And for $5, please, more people, you should play this. It is really well worth playing.
Is that all the runner-ups?
That is all of the runners-up or runner-ups. I still don't know which of those is accurate. It's all of the finalists. That's why I've been saying finalists a lot. Because, yeah, they're finalists. So that sounds better. It sounds more professional. So, yes, that is it. And now we are down to the final Game of the Year.
What won Game of the Year?
I'm going to refrain from building more suspense, and I'll just say right now, the game that wins my choice for Game of the Year on Nintendo Switch in 2021 is Monster Hunter Rise.
Yay!
Man, what a journey it has been for this series to go from Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, which I feel was really underwhelming and just really frustrated me, to Monster Hunter World on other platforms, which did really great things to progress the series that unfortunately Nintendo Switch owners missed out on because it was never brought to Nintendo Switch. And then they bring the series back to Nintendo Switch in a Switch exclusive release, at least until the PC version comes out shortly, that actually builds on Monster Hunter World. It learns from the things that Monster Hunter World did right, but progresses the series further with its Palamute and Wirebug mechanics that add all sorts of verticality to the movement in the game. They make it much more fun to move around, and they allow the game designers to really mix things up with the level design and make them a lot more, like I said, vertical. The combination of really great visuals, great inventive gameplay, and streamlining of things that the series in the past didn't do quite as well and do much better here, and make this a game that's tons more fun to play. It's great in co-op online with other players. All of these elements combine to make Monster Hunter Rise a truly great progression of the series, and my choice for Game of the Year in 2021.
I completely and wholeheartedly agree.
I'm glad.
Yeah, it's not like you and I have been playing hours and hours and hours of it or anything.
Well, it is one of my most played games of the year, so yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate you putting up with all of our chatter here, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you agreed with at least some of my choices here.
And if not, feel free to argue and comment.
Anyway, that's our choices for the best games of 2021 on Nintendo Switch. Thanks for joining us.
And let's see what kind of new games we can play for 2022.
Indeed. Let's do it.
Bye!